Okay, we're back at Central Parkway. I have relocated myself to the roof. So just a quick recap, because I don't think I'm going to provide the previous video. There was an access point downstairs in the basement. That access point was through a former access for a toilet that the toilet had been removed. The main stack does not have a formal clean out, which is why I've tried that the toilet access. The issue there, and this is typical for an old house, is that the access from the toilet flange to the main stack is completed with a direct 90 and not a sweep 90. And so basically the camera won't make the corner because it's too abrupt or too sharp of a corner. And that's typical. So as you can see here, I have relocated myself onto the roof. And my hope here is that we can get into the vent stack and drop down through the inside of the house and then get into the sewer system this way. So I've got two access points for us to try, and this one doesn't look great. This was left side justified, kind of on the left rear corner. It is PVC. You can see here that the pipe is going to reduce in size, and that is likely to cause us some issues right there. Yep, the camera's going to get stuck. So I knew immediately when I saw that the pipe there was not, or the camera was not going to care for that abrupt bend and the reduced diameter. So let's turn our attention to option 2. That is going to be a cast iron 4-inch. So this is much more promising looking. This is in the center. This should be right on top of the main stack. So let's go ahead and drop down the pipe. So it should be about 15 to 20 feet to get us to the bottom. Uh-oh. And we've got the vent stack appears to be plugged up. We've got leaves, corrosion, walnuts, acorns. Let's see if we can kind of bounce off a bit here. And it is solid packed. So this vent stack is not performing as intended. I can look down the pipe here and I can see what I'm dealing with. And this is happening prior to getting to any of the plumbing. So somewhere around, maybe just below this area, we should start to see the integration of the toilets and the vanity sinks and the shower from the first floor coming into the stack. And then, as we drop down through that, then we would get into the stack that I can see in the basement around that 15 to 20 foot range. And then at the bottom of the 20 foot range, or maybe closer to 22, 23 feet, that's where we would hit the 90, which would take us from the vertical drop to the horizontal run. We just can't get to it. So obviously this comes with some concerns. So obviously the vent stack is not doing what it's intended to do. We've also got, cast iron and galvanized pipe that's being used at the 100+ year mark, I believe. I'd have to reference back, but nonetheless, some signs of deterioration, some corrosion on the outside of the pipe. I identified a galvanized pipe that had a pinhole inside of it that needs to be addressed. My comment here is that maybe this is a good time to integrate some main stack updates to PVC into the future. Other things here too is, I kind of hinted at this and I can't remember because I've been jawing so long, but because I can't access it from the basement, definitely if you're doing main stack updates, integrate a clean out in the basement for ease of access for future plumbers, future clean outs, etc. Let me pull this out real quick here. So not 100% certain on which direction our sewer line is going to run. Basically, we have two options in my mind. It goes to the back because there's a chance that some of these houses over to the left may run down the hill and we might have an easement that cuts across the back of the lot. Or option 2, which isn't much better because of giant tree in the front yard. So I've got some concerns that there may potentially be some additional issues with this sewer system. And of course, to close us out, I can't complete the sewer line because of these issues. So I'm going to recommend that, some level of corrections be made so that the pipe is opened up and another camera inspection gets performed to, help us understand the full condition of the pipe since we're seeing such little amounts of it today. This was Nick.